Hello everyone, this is Jim from Hanson's Film Life. In case you didn't notice, we didn't do a video last week. We had something that was going on and wasn't able to do it. We were in the hospital. For about 5 days. My wife was sick. I took her to the hospital, I believe it was on the 2nd, about 5 o'clock in the morning. And she was admitted after we both took a quick antigen test, which was 995 pesos. It's much cheaper than in Las Piñas. In Manila, they are 4,500 pesos for a quick antigen test. So this is the third year in a row that right around the Christmas, New Year's time, one of us or both of us ends up in the hospital. And according to my doctor, a lot of it has to do with the weather this time of year. She said that they, meaning her and the other doctors, have been expecting more patients. And seemed like every room on the 4th floor of Ace Dumaguete Hospital was full. Noticed they had a women's ward and the door was open. There were six beds that I could see of, and they were all full. So the doctor's been expecting this increase in disease because of the weather. Some of it is waterborne pathogens. And, well, of course, we just had a typhoon that came through because of the weather. And I don't think that a lot of people in Dumaguete Hospital were from that region. So, you need to be very careful. A lot of the disease is waterborne. And we're very careful. When we go out to eat, we don't drink anything but bottled water or juice. And we're very careful about washing our hands and wearing masks, and we take a lot of precautions. So anyway, she got sick. She was in quite a bit of pain, and I took her to the hospital, and they let her in after the antigen test, and I went in with her. And of course, the doctor wasn't on duty that day because it was Sunday. So the resident doctor treated her the first day, and they gave her a bunch of tests, and they needed to do some other tests that involved, well, bowel movement, but that wasn't forthcoming real quickly. I also had a waterborne pathogen at this time. I don't know how I get them. I get 3-4 times a year, it seems like. When I lived in the U.S., I was never sick, really. I did have cancer, but other than that, I was a pretty healthy guy. And here, I've been sick. Well, I've had Dumaguete, I've had dengue, I've had pneumonia, these waterborne pathogens. I got food poisoning at one of the local restaurants down on the boulevard. It was bad beef in a hamburger. As soon as I took a bite out of it, I knew that one. Anyway, once you get that fast antigen test, that serves as a pass. I don't know if you've been to the hospital here in Dumaguete, and I'm sure it's the same way otherwise, but when you come up, you have to fill out a form about, have you been out of the country, have you traveled to another country? A lot of questions. You fill that out, and they take your temperature and give you some sanitizer for your hand. Okay, now that part is complete. You could go in if you had the results of your fast antigen test. Which if you don't, they will tell you go around to the emergency room and take care of it there. Once you have that, when you walk up, you don't have to fill out that form anymore. You have that pass, you just show it to them and they'll let you go right in. Of course, you have to wear a mask and a shield also to get into the hospital. Once you get in, might be a different story because most of the people don't wear a shield, but they all wear a mask. So my wife is much better now. She's out after about 5 days. But they have a little bench in the private rooms. We got a private room. I didn't want to take the risk of transferring another disease. So we got the private room. And they brought her food. Most of the time, first couple of days, she wouldn't eat it. I guess because she was sick. After that, she started eating it, but it seemed like the food got better too during the week. Now, if you're not a patient, up on the 8th floor, they do have a little cafeteria, canteen kind of place. And you can get in the morning when they open up at 6 o'clock. They're open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can go up there and get eggs or whatever. You can eat it there. Or if you take it out, of course, they put it all in a little baggie and hand it to you. You want a cup of soup? They put it in a baggie and hand it to you. I always went down and I had breakfast with my wife. So next day I brought a bunch of plates, and we'd already brought pillows and blankets, and we knew that we would need those, and changes of clothes when we showed up. If you want something else to eat, because most of the food in that little cantina is Filipino food. I'm not real big on Filipino food, like that kind of stuff they had there, but so I went down the street to Gabby's Bed and Breakfast, where they have all-day breakfast. And they don't have too much more than that at that Gabby's. It's not very far away. You come out, you go past the house that they always decorate at Christmas, and there's 2 Sar stores, and then Gabby's. It's probably 200-300 feet down the street. You can get takeout or you can eat there. And they have good coffee, which we like good coffee. We're not big on the little sachets in water. We have them when we run out of coffee. That's what we use. When the coffee pot was broke, that's what we used. Because the coffee pot has broke twice since we bought it. The latest one, we hope it lasts a while. We do have, 3 extra carafes for it, and from the previous ones. Anyway, so I would go down there and I'd get coffee and bring my breakfast back, and we'd have breakfast. And of course, but they had her on IVs, and she was throwing up for a while, and they took the IV out the day that we left. But in those 5 days, I think they stuck her, had to move it because veins collapsed or whatever. She got stuck about 6 or 7 times in different places. She wasn't too happy about that, but you know, that's the way it goes. So I guess that's pretty much it. I will start back on the videos and get them going. I really only have time to do one video and get it edited because I'm also taking some classes, and I do some things around here while they go to the university. So anyway, I hope to see you in the next video, which would be next Wednesday. And this one, maybe get a little bit of information on it. And if nothing else, it'll tell you why we didn't have a video last week. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.